Well, hi boys and girls, this is Mr. Wasemann, and today we are going to explore the concept of what is a remainder when it comes to division. Now, as you can see in front of you, I have a tray that has two groups of base 10 blocks, and they both represent the same amount, 11. Here's a 10 and a 1, that's 11, and then I have 11 loose ones right here in this pile. So whenever I divide a number, my dividend, into a set number of using a divisor, I want to see how many pieces or numbers I can put equally in each group. So if I say wanted to divide 11 into two groups, I would start with two rows and I would place the same number of blocks in each row, like so. If my hands stop sticking to the felt, there we go. Now the problem we run into here is that I don't have enough base 10 blocks to make two equal groups. I have one group, or one row, that has 6 blocks in it, and then I have one row that just has 5. Or if I were to turn this over, I have 5 rows with 2, and then I have a 6th row with 1 left over. Now when I divide a number equally, I can't have any rows or columns or groups that are unequal. So I have to basically eliminate that leftover. Okay? So when I divide 11 into two groups, the best I can do is put 5 in each group, because 5 times 2 gives me 10. Okay? And what I'm left over is 1. So when I start with 11 base 10 blocks and I try to divide them into two groups, I can have 5 in each group, because 5 times 2 is 10, and I have 1 left over. That is my remainder. And I represent that like so. I can put a little r and 1. Okay? So I can get two groups of 5 out of 11 with 1 left over, 1 remaining. Okay? Now let's look at the second problem here. 11 divided into 3 groups. Well, I would take the same approach. I would start by making 3 rows instead of 2, and I would put a base 10 block into each row, and then as you can see, I run to another snag. I don't have enough for this third row. I have 2 rows that have 4 in each row, and I have 1 row that has 3. Now again, my groups have to be the same. I cannot have unequal groups, otherwise I'm not dividing. Okay? So I have to eliminate these 2 blocks here. So now I have 3 rows with 3 in each row, or 3 columns with 3 in each row, or 3 in each column. Okay? So when I go to divide 11 into 3 groups, the best I can do is make 3 in each group, because 3 times 3 is 9. When I subtract the difference, 11 minus 9, I am left with 2 pieces left over, or a remainder of 2. 3 remainder 2. Now, when I try to divide, say, my dividend 11 by a larger divisor, it gets even weirder. Okay? So I want to divide my 11 blocks into 6 groups. So I'm going to make 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when I go to try to make a second column in my rows, I run out of pieces again. I run out of ones. So that means none of my rows can have 2 blocks or 2 ones in each row, because I don't have enough. So the best I can do when I divide 6 into 11, or divide 11, my dividend, by the divisor of 6, the best I can do is have 1 in each group, and I have 5 left over. Because again, I don't have enough pieces, enough ones, to give every row or every group the same amount. So the best I can do is have 1 in each group. So when I divide 11 by the divisor of 6, my answer looks very strange. I have 1 in each group because 1 times 6 is 6. I subtract the difference. 11 minus 6 is 5. And my remainder is 5, which is bigger than my quotient, bigger than my answer, the number of ones I can have in each group. Now that seems weird, but it makes sense because I don't have enough pieces to have equal groups. So whatever's left over stays out. The analogy I like to use with my class is cookies. If I was distributing cookies to 6 children and I want to make sure everyone got the same amount of cookies, the best I could do was give 1 cookie per kid, and then I'd have 5 cookies left over for another time. Okay? Now, you could give 5 of the 6 children 2 cookies and then have 1 kid go without 2 and just have 1, but that would not be fair to that last child, right? So to keep things fair, to keep things equal, the best I can do is give 1 cookie per child with some left over. Okay? So this is the gist of remainders. I have more parts than I can divide equally into groups, so these leftovers, these remainders, stay out of my quotient. Okay? And that, my friends, is the essential idea behind remainders. I am dividing a number that does not break equally into groups. I have numbers, I have parts left over. Okay? I hope this video was helpful to get you further along your path, your journey to learning how long division works. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.